Okay, so I'm gonna hand you a picture here and just give me your initial reaction to it, what you see and what your feeling is.
I'll be honest with you, really doesn't look like that much dirt from up there. Looks a little bit different down here, right? 3 giant piles of dirt coming from 3 trucks, almost as tall as me. But if you take 30 steps to the left or right, the situation changes. As you can see, I'm now at risk of getting hit by a foul ball. Giving you an inside look as to what it's like with the Orono Canoe Race Team, the only team of its kind in the entire state. You ever been asked where you want to be 5 years from now? Pretty overwhelming, right? But that's the thing, it wasn't for Newman. Fielding ground balls. Taking BP.
Big horse.
Kevin Chocolmusler
Go!
was just one of the boys.
They teach me some about the culture because, you know, some stuff is kind of really different than what we do. Who's that big guy? Bartolo Colon? Bartolo Colon is like students like this.
He's just understood sarcasm, so it's been better. So that's a big thing that he's picked up on.
For 2 years, he poured his heart into the game, but rarely touched the field.
Good job, William.
So why keep playing?
Picking up a baseball bat in my entire, first time in my life, it was challenging, but I'm not backing down from a challenge. Win!
Bangor baseball is just a piece of Kevin's lifelong journey. That started in Izmir, Turkey.
It was warm all the time. We got snow once in 15 years, and it was like this much.
He spent the first 15 years of his life gazing at the Mediterranean. The salt water quenching his thirst for adventure.
We would talk about the stories in the sea. We would talk about the stories about, you know, waves.
Kevin's dad, Newman, is a merchant marine captain. His mother retired from the Turkish Air Force.
He's not gonna be there like that. He's not gonna jump on the highway and be there in 40 minutes.
Being away from your family, from your dearest, so hard.
Newman's career is a collage, with each trip adding a piece to the canvas, including a trip to Maine.
In year 2000, I had a chance to be at Maine Maritime as a visiting faculty.
Newman fell in love with Castine and started planting seeds.
We met, we kind of liked each other, and we had some, you know, some shared experiences. We used to call it the gray ghost of the Maine coast.
Maine Maritime professor Sam Teal met Chocolmusler on the voyage 2 decades ago, the beginning of a lifelong friendship.
I kind of remember the day that he sent me a note or something, and he said, you know, oh, by the way, we're having a baby. And that was Kevin.
You ever been asked where you want to be 5 years from now? Pretty overwhelming, right? But that's the thing, it wasn't for Newman, because once he was done with his Maine voyage, he knew his future son would end up at Maine Maritime, and that's because of the bonds he formed.
If you belong to a community who will care each other without any doubt, it's a wonderful feeling.
Kevin dedicated himself to crossing the Atlantic, his parents eventually circling Bangor.
Kevin D. Chocolmusler,
where he graduated from Bangor High School in 2019 and enrolled at Maine Maritime Academy.
I'm gonna stick with it I'll be sticking with it for 4 more years and hopefully become a captain.
His first big step, Mug graduation, a ceremony celebrating the start of Kevin's path to becoming a captain, a day Kevin and Newman were able to share together.
You can't describe how important because of the feeling inside of your heart.
Basking in the Mediterranean sun, bringing home a gold glove, paddling in Castine Bay, alone or with loved ones. Every experience has molded Kevin.
Onunla gurur duyuyorum. İstediği bir şey yapıyor olması çok güzel ve kendisi de bunu gördü. İstediği şeyi başarabileceğini görmesi açısından bence çok güzel bir durum. Gurur duyuyorum onunla.
Port side, good way together.
How does it feel to be in the uniform?
Perfect.
Feels like you're at home.
You can say that.
It's November.
everyone back on the line.
A symphony of colors prelude darkness. Cleats echo on the frozen ground. It's playoff season, and the next game could be your last.
Being a senior now this year, I've kind of put in the role of myself, like, you have to do your best, or like, because it could be your last.
River Mullen and every Herman senior share that sentiment. But for Mullen, it hits a little harder.
You know, it's a relatively early in the year, hard practice.
I remember just feeling really bad, like pain in my arm hurting.
You're out.
End up like going towards Coach Glant or like the coaches and / our athletic trainer Ari.
Got it?
Remember trying to walk towards them and just falling, and then after that I don't remember anything.
He came to shortly after. Doctors ran every test they could think of, but Mullen checked out okay.
Bringing up 4th down.
A freak incident that sidelined him for Herman's Week 2 tilt against Waterville.
As much as he wanted to play that Friday night, we had to tell him to sit out. So let's put it that way.
Mullen came to peace with the decision, thanks to some advice from someone who knows the pain of losing the game.
There's more to life than the 48 minutes on a football field.
Rivers' brother Garrett was forced to give up his college football career at the University of New England due to ongoing complications from a serious bout with bacterial pneumonia.
I just told him that, you know, this could have been something very serious that could have sidelined you for the whole year.
Every week, Garrett takes the 2-hour drive north from UNE to Herman to coach and be there for his brother, who's playing for more than himself and his team.
I thought about it. I was like, if he's gonna be my coach, then I gotta kind of ball out for him. I'll have his number on my cleat all the time. His old 56 jersey, it's always on my cleat.
They've suffered, cried, laughed, won, and lost. They've done it all together. Win or lose against Winslow on Saturday, they'll continue to live life as brothers.
No matter what the outcome is, you know, he's my brother. You know,
we'll eventually move on.
Yeah, to say, if you end your senior year saying 3 consecutive years, went to playoffs, that's pretty good.
If I don't talk, I can calm down, I can sit still.
It's the constant battle Michael Westphal faces.
I can sit very still, but as soon as I start talking, it gets worse.
Every second of every day, as he's been living with Parkinson's for the last 12 years.
Oh, it's very annoying, just because you're in social situations and you can't stop moving.
But he's learned to live with it every step of the way.
You just have to push through it, push through the pain.
With a disease that inhibits movement, Westphal runs half and full marathons.
The friendship and the support I've gotten from the Maine running community, it's been tremendous.
He's no stranger to that community. The Great Cranberry Isle resident ran at MDI High School and later went on to compete at the University of Maine.
One year we left our top 10 runners home from a smaller race, and I won the race. That was fun.
He continued to race after college, even winning the Paul Bunyan Marathon in 1980, but he eventually took a step back.
Family life took over, and I coached Little League and spent time with my kids. I didn't race much.
Then it started.
I started feeling symptoms in 2003, tightening of the muscles on the left arm, left shoulder, and it got progressively worse.
He was diagnosed with Parkinson's a couple years later. But only recently has Westphal returned to running, thanks to an old friend.
I was inspired by Gary Allen.
Allen and Westphal grew up on the island together. In 2013, Allen ran from Cadillac Mountain all the way to Washington, D.C. in just 2 weeks.
I figured if he could run 50 miles a day, I could get up off the couch and run 4 miles down to the end of the island and back.
And that he did. Marathons, big and small. Great Cranberry Isle, MDI, Boston, New York, you name it, he's done it.
I think that any of us that feel like we're tired or feel like we can't do something in life, you just need to look toward Mike Westphal, and if you're not inspired by that, you're not paying attention.
He defied the odds once again this fall at the MDI Half Marathon.
Yeah, he looked pretty strong the whole race, so very happy that he finished strong.
With his brother Rolf and the entire island cheering him on, Westfall finished with a time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 36 seconds, a 7-minute, 48-second mile pace.
A lot of locals watching today, and it's nice to do a nice job in front of them.
For him to continue on, to do the things he loves, is just, it's amazing, very inspiring, and I'm just so proud of him.